All right, guys. Let's look at these parallel lines practice. The first two on here are examples of proofs like I was telling you about. So what I did is I've gone ahead and kind of color-coded this a little bit. In a proof, you're always going to be given something that you have to prove. So our given here is that line AB, this tells us that line AB are parallel. That is a given. So right here we just put A is parallel to B because that's given. And then it also told us that C was parallel to D. And so C is parallel to D. We don't have to, we can assume that because it told us that. That's why it's called the given. So now we're wanting to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 11. All right? Well, the next step to that, and so step by step we've got to go through, and we're proving that 1 is congruent to 11. 1 and 11 don't have any kind of relationship. So we've got to show all of the relationships that lead up to 1 and 11 being parallel. All right, so here's 1 and here's 11. All right, so the first thing is we can look at, it said 1 and 3. Well, 1 and 3 are parallel because of because they are vertical angles. So we just put vertical angles right there. That's what tells us 1 and 3 are congruent. 3 and 7 are congruent because they are corresponding angles. All right, and then 1 and 7 are congruent because they're alternate exterior. 7 and 11, so then right here, parallel lines cut by transversal corresponding angles are congruent. That means that angle 7 is congruent to angle 11, because what we're trying to do is get to 1 and 11. So angle 7 and 11 are congruent because of corresponding, which then gets us to angle 1 and 11. Angle 1 and 7 are congruent. Angle 7 and 11 are congruent. So if those two are congruent, then we can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 11 by substitution. We can substitute those two angles in. We don't have the relationship between 1 and 11 is that they can be substituted in because these are congruent. So those are congruent because of substitution. Okay? So now, number 2, we are given that angle A and B are parallel. So A is parallel to B. C is parallel to D. Oops, sorry. C and D go on the next line. Those are our two givens. Now we're wanting to prove that angle 16 is congruent to angle 18. Well, so we're wanting to prove that 16 is congruent to 8. To angle 8. And 16 and 8 don't have a relationship, so we have to show all of the relationships leading up to it. Angle 16 is congruent to angle 12 because of corresponding angles. And basically, that goes back to what, you can go back up to what this said right here. corresponding two parallel lines cut by, I'm just not going to make you write all that, but cut by transversals, corresponding angles are equal. All right. 12 is congruent to 8 because of corresponding angles. So if that's the case, then we can say 16 is congruent to 8 by substitution. Okay, by substitution. All right. Now, angle 1 over here, angle 1 and angle 8. 1 and 8. So 1 and 8, here's our parallel. This would be our transversal. So 1 and 8 are corresponding angles. Seven and 9 are same side interior. Because they are 7 and 9 are, I'm sorry, they're same side exterior. Sorry, exterior. Same side exterior. Because here's the parallel lines. Here's the transversal. Well, they're two transversal, but they're on the outside of the transversal. So same side exterior. U, T, Y, and 9, that would be this angle and this angle, are corresponding angles. Four and 2 are on the same side of the transversal inside the parallel, so those are same side interior. U, T, Y, and 8, which would be those two, are same side interior, because here's your parallel. This would be the transversal, so they're same side interior. Seven and 14 are going to be same side exterior. One and 14 are alternate exterior. And 2 and 6 are alternate interior. Okay. So now, over here, I am going to post the key for the rest of this. I'm losing my charge on my phone, and so I'm going to post the key for the rest of this, and then we will, if you have any questions, we can talk about it tomorrow, and just make a note of your questions. So I just want to go over that first page, and then I'm going to put the key with all the answers and work for the rest of this into Google Classroom.